I mean, what do you mean by structural integrity? When I come in and you say, okay, we need to ensure the integrity of the structure, what are you looking at?
Okay, so integrity is the strength that the structure has. The integrity is the strength that the structure has.
Okay.
So so we normally check our integrity on the beams and the columns.
Okay.
And then sometimes the floor, that's the suspended floor. That's where we check the integrity because they are the ones carrying the building. Yes, so if they are not able to fit to standard, which means they don't have the integrity for a particular type of system.
Okay.
Yeah, so somebody will come, I have one story. I decided to go up to 3 stories. So engineer, how can you help me in doing this? Because it wasn't intended for it. Yes. So when we come in, sometimes our artisans are able to do something, they over design. So when we come in, we check our integrities on the columns, beams. Then we'll see whether it will be able to stand the load coming on.
Okay.
If it's able to stand, our calculations will tell us yes. If not, then no.
Okay.
And we can also help in fixing. We call something jacketing, and jacketing. We can jacket and then we can go up.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can also work on that aspect.
When you say jacketing, what is that?
So jacketing is a form of reintroducing iron rods.
Okay.
To be able to sustain the new loads coming on.
Okay.
Yeah. Some iron rod, when you go, some of the buildings have iron rods in it, but when you check the integrity, it doesn't fit to standard.
Okay.
And the person still wants to go up. Maybe that's the only land the person has, and he wants to go up. So you have to jacket. Even at a point, you can even jacket the whole building.
Okay.
That's the beam, the column, the floor, and even the walls as well.
Okay.
So that you can go to the extent at which you want to go up. Yeah.
All right. Whilst we were having a conversation earlier, you mentioned that you feel that in Ghana we waste a lot of space.
Yes, sure.
Because when you watch outside, you realize how buildings really go high. There are a lot of skyscrapers, high-rise buildings. A few are coming up in Accra Central. You see a lot of high-rise buildings coming up. How do we save space? In ensuring that whilst you work with a structural engineer, how do you ensure that you are working to save space and building sustainably so that the people who come after us also have some land left for them?
You see, in Ghana, it's how the government don't manage lands. Yeah. So lands are managed by individuals. So that's the cost of whole waves of people not trying to go up. Because you buy your land and you want to do whatever you want to do on it. But for me, I think that we can manage our land very well so that within, let's say, a smaller space, we can have a lot of people coming out from that building as going to work in the morning and coming back. So that's the concept that I always adapt to. I want Ghana, our thinking to change to that concept. Where the location you're going to sleep, what is the size? Well, you're just going to sleep in a small confines, but you're going to have a very big, vast area that you're not using for anything. So I think when the government is able to talk to manage land space use, I think the government should come in and tell us something. Then they should get these assemblies to show us how to misuse the land, because we have planners at the district assembly. Yeah. The planners can tell you what to do with your land and what not to do. And also, it's, how do you call it? It's already in books where you have to position your land. If it's a factory, you have to put it there. If it's not, if it's a church, you have to put it there. So they can help you to do that. But for me, I think that when the government comes in and enforce that we shouldn't misuse the land, we should have type of buildings and where they are supposed to be placed. I think we can go upper and upper and upper than to just build bigger buildings and you don't have use for it.
All right. So beyond the government coming in as an individual who wants to build, and I think that I maybe have a piece of land in a location where I would want my kids to take, probably also stay. How do you help with such structures that I can build, say, probably the ground and the first floor. When my kids grow up, they can also decide to continue. How do you come into to design and help us achieve that?
Okay, so with that, I think, I don't know if an individual or maybe the government is supposed to do that to tell us the concept we should use for our building. If not, so we'll still do our big houses and then we stay by it. But we can take in that aspect of it where we can, design our buildings down. Then our children can come and then build on and on and on till we elapse our axial loads.
Okay.
Yes, so it's a laudable idea from the other countries doing it, and then I think Ghana should also embrace that at that point. Yeah, so that we'll not misuse our spaces, because now Accra is getting choked. We are moving towards Kaswa and beyond, and this side is moving towards Dodoa and back, and then the top two is moving towards. So you can see we are moving, and at a point maybe we will not even have lands to build. Yes. So when we have the concept of building high rises, I think it should be okay for us to be able to sustain our lands. Yeah.
I mean, you talk about Accra being choked.
Yes.
Accra is being choked, and I mean, there's a road construction going on where we are, and number of buildings that have been either broken into or some have been cleared completely. So if there's a building in the middle of the road and a part of it has been taken off structurally, what should be done? Should I just go get a mason and say, Charlie, now there was a wall here, just seal it and let me go in and use it? Or there's something that I should do? I should bring in a structural engineer.
Okay, so road construction, so rules have been earmarked for transportation and easy movement, not only for vehicles or anything, but human beings as well. So at a point where they earmark the road for easy movement and people will come and build on the road corridor, it's a problem in Ghana. Yes, so for me, I think the District Assembly have to come in and do their work very proactively to tell people building in waterways and then road corridors to be careful and not to give them permits to do that. But when there is a genuine concern of land bought by the chiefs and then the permit have been given, then with that one, if you are looking at the compensation method, we can give you compensation and then move from there. You move from there totally, yeah. And then also, if you think you can salvage your land, when you are not having any compensation, you can salvage it in a way by introducing the structural engineer to check the integrity of the building. If you can it's still habitable, because your safety is your priority. Yeah.